way of the visitors here. Nice long homestand for the Mariners. A series win against the Twins to get things going. Still a chance for a series win against these Tigers. This hot-hitting Tigers ball club. Rookie Kevin McGonigal last night was at third. Tonight he's at shortstop. Meanwhile, Gleyber Torres, three-time All-Star, has been fantastic. 5 extra base hits over his last 6 games. Dylan Dingler, 24 homers. He's DHing today. He has been the best hitting catcher overall in all of Major League Baseball this season. And Riley Green, the home runs might not be quite the same this year as last year, but still 16 on the season. The top 4 in this lineup really driving the train for the Tigers this year in what has been a stellar offense, especially since the first days of June. Brian Wu has the ball tonight, start number 22, looking to continue his home dominance this evening.
Yeah, we talked about some of the struggles he's had on the road. Much better at home. And you look at the Arsenal, obviously the 4-seam fastball plays up in the strike zone, the sinker as well. The slider and sweeper, to me, watching him throw it, whether it's home or on the road, has to find a little bit more of that consistency in the strike zone and get some of that swing and miss.
Brian Wu collecting himself. Final moments before first pitch as Kevin McGonigal digs in. Tigers winning last night 8-0. They have been a freight train of an offense as of late. And for A.J. Hinch, that's probably a good feeling to have when you've got a bullpen day you're trying to manage. So McGonigal, the rookie left-handed hitting infielder, all set to go, as is Wu. And the first pitch is swung on and lifted out to left field. Rosarena is there and makes a friend. Man, good thing they came and got out of their seats early.
Yeah, you're just settling in out in left field. Game getting started, then all of a sudden you're pulling up a chair over there by the young fan.
Got a close encounter with Randy right there.
Who's getting the ball? They threw it back in. All right. Yeah, Brian Wu pitched against these Detroit Tigers in Detroit. It was a bit of a struggle. He was pretty much cruising, but just couldn't avoid that big inning. That's been the big issue for him. Bit of traffic behind him. Has been able to execute, especially with runners in scoring position.
Facing Gleyber Torres here, having a really nice season. Straightens him up. Fastball misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers took 2 out of 3 against the Mariners earlier this year at Comerica Park. And then winning last night in Game 1. Strike on the edge. 1-2 to Torres.
That's that good executed slider we're talking about. You see right there on the EQC tracer on the black. It's been a pitch that's been inconsistent all year long. That and the sweeper.
Swing and a miss. And that sweeping slider gets a chase just off the plate. First punch out for Brian Wu.
And this one was just with a little bit more of that horizontal break to it. Down and away. This is a team, this Detroit team, we saw them back in Detroit, especially against Brian Wu, and last night, how aggressive they can be. They're going to sit and hunt that fastball. It's going to be interesting too, Goldie. Look at Brian Wu pitching off 4 days rest again. Remember, they had that good couple months where they had that 6-man rotation, plenty of days off in between. See how the stuff looks as this game gets moving.
Fires the first pitch strike to Dylan Dingler, homered last night. Now 24 on the season. This is a Tigers lineup that could not be any hotter right now. Last 6 games, they're averaging nearly 11 runs per contest. They've homered 14 times their last 6 times out, and a 1-9 OPS of over 1,000. Won last night 8-0. Won the game before that 11-0. Here comes the 0-2. Just got a piece of that one somehow just off the plate.
And still, look, we talked about this last night, obviously the day after the trade deadline, but the fact that I get Scooble in that situation selling off, but man, how hot this offense is. There's still plenty to go in regards to the pitching for them to make a really good run to go with this offense.
0-2 again. Misses high. Third in baseball in runs per game, the Tigers, since the first day of June. No one has hit more home runs than Detroit in that span. And Dingler, a big part of that. Who trying to finish him off? 98 off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 6 consecutive games for the Tigers scoring at least 8 runs matches a franchise record done just twice before, most recently in 1927. So it's been a minute. Swing and a miss right over the plate, and he blows that heater right past Dylan Dingler. Side retired in order. Mariners TV is presented by PIMCO. Cole Young of the Mariners coming up. Mariners, that means Cole Young is leading things off. He's riding a 9-game on-base streak, bested only by Josh Naylor. 25 straight games Naylor has reached base. It's the longest active on-base streak in the majors. Drew Anderson, right-handed starter. His first pitch is popped up. Colt Keith is over at third base today. Right by the bag, makes the catch.
We talked about Joe Anderson, likely around the 50 pitch mark. He's making that transition into the rotation. He signed a 1-year, $7 million deal. He spent the last 4 years, 2 years in Japan, 2 years in Korea. So that four-seam fastball has added some miles per hour since he was last in the big leagues 4 years ago. And that changeup, really that plus out pitch, he'll throw to both righties and lefties.
Now facing Randy Arozarena. First pitch strike. Tigers, of course, were sellers at the deadline. They had the white whale, and Tarek Skubal traded him to the Dodgers. Just made his Dodgers debut against the Cubs. Also traded Casey Mize, former #1 overall pick. He was dealt to the Padres. This ground ball skimming out to McGonigal. 2 outs. So the Tigers tonight with a bullpen game started by Anderson, who has spent the last 4 years pitching overseas, 2 years in Korea, 2 years in Japan. Now Jackson Jobe coming off the injured list very soon. He will rejoin the rotation. Former first-round draft pick, a high school pick out of the state of Oklahoma. Mariners saw him last year before needing Tommy John. So the Mariners catching the Tigers at this time where there's some flux in their rotation as they're trying to fill a couple of holes after the trade deadline. Dom Canzone with 2 outs and nobody on, calls time right away.
And I keep going back to 2 years ago, 2024. They were 10 games back when they got to the deadline. They essentially sold off, made that run, ended up making the playoffs. Much closer at this point. You mentioned that white whale giving up Tarek Skubal.
Anything can happen.
Oh yeah,
especially in the American League this year. One and 2 to Canzone. Keith once again over at third. This is an 8-pitch 1-2-3 first inning for Drew Anderson. An efficient start, to say the least, for the Tigers. First pitchers, Green coming off a 3-hit effort last night, including a home run. The Tigers are a really good example of what 3 big bats can do for a lineup. If you combine the rookie McGonigal with Dingler in his breakout all-star season and Riley Green, an all-star again this year, the 3 of them combined so far this year to hit .284 since June the 1st. OPS nearly .875 and a WRC plus of 142. And if you look at in that time frame, the Tigers have essentially the best offense in baseball right there in that discussion. These 3 have been the major movers of it.
Dylan Dingler hit 13 home runs since June 1st.
Three All-Star campaigns. Dingler an enormous season. Off the plate, 3 balls and a strike to Riley Green. Now they've hit for average, they've got it on base, they've hit for immense power. (3-1). Broken bat, little loop on one hop behind the bag. Emerson's got it. 1 down. Well, the one and only Ichiro is headlining the Alumni Home Run Derby this Friday, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Hope you to be here right here after the game. Of course, King Griffey Jr. will be here as commissioner. Julio will be DJing. So all kinds of good stuff going on there. 6:45. That game will be on Apple TV. We will be carrying the Derby for you on Mariners TV afterwards.
Julio DJing, huh?
Atta ball straight away left field. Randy's got it. Quickly 2 outs.
Guys, I am going to tell you all about Julio's talents as a DJ. The Mariners had their annual summer soiree where they raised over $780,000 for Mariners Care on Sunday after the game, and Julio DJ'd at this event, and he was impressive. He was really impressive. Didn't know he had it. Didn't know he had that in his bag.
Wow.
New little side hustle for Julio.
Yeah.
Torkelson. This time to right field. And the side retired. 1, 2, 3. 6 up and 6 down. Brian Wu. Bottom of the second inning. Yeah, Jimothy night here inside T-Mobile Park. Julio leads things off in the home second. One to Julio. Got him to expand. Just gets a piece of a fastball, fouls it back. 1 and 2. Naylor and Cal Raleigh to follow. Mariners went down 1, 2, 3 in the first. Anderson, 32 years old, drafted in the 21st round back in 2012 by the Phillies, drafted out of high school in Reno. Has been pitching overseas the last 4 years and now back in the big leagues for the first time since 2021. And in that year, he worked only 22 innings for the Rangers. Not a whole lot of big league time overall. And an easy take, well off the plate, a leadoff walk. Julio is aboard. First base runner early for the Mariners. Mariners TV is presented by PIMCO. The insurance you get. Learn more at PIMCO.com. Josh Naylor batting for the first time tonight, taking a career best 25-game on-base streak into tonight's game. Double play ball. McGonigal to first base. And that leadoff walk wiped away.
Josh Naylor just continuing to be one of the most aggressive hitters in the game. Swinging at the first pitch. That swing rate on that first pitch is so high. He had a pitch he could handle. Rolled over it. Anderson. Yeah, I tell you what, you mentioned the time back over it. Well, first of all in Japan, then in Korea. It's amazing the guys who now, in this last, call it a decade, who go to Japan, kind of find themselves, and they come back completely different pitching than what we saw early in their career. Added that velocity, refined some of the secondary pitches, that changeup especially, had that newfound confidence, he said, with that changeup.
Time called by Cal.
He said he went from a place in Japan where he had a lot of success, where the swing and miss rate is so low, they make a ton of contact. And so he had to refine some of that pitch and the soft contact. And then when you went to Korea, the swing and miss rate, goes through the roof. And that's where he really found that changeup.
Well, you think about it, he had made fewer than 20 career appearances in the big leagues over a 5-year span. And this year, he's making now his 41st appearance. So
making $7 million.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's crazy.
And good for him. He did his time, and now a better pitcher and out there a whole lot. Cal Raleigh, a deep drive out to left field and caught by Max Clark right by the 376 marker. Despite that leadoff walk, Drew Anderson retires the side in order. Pitchers duel early on. Health report. We are putting an eye on the upcoming road trip where the Mariners will be playing at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Judge cleared to participate in light activities. Nothing too strenuous. We haven't seen him since the final day of May, a rib injury. Of course, the Yankees are down right now a number of big bats. Giancarlo Stanton also on the injured list. Are those Jimothy's on?
Yes,
on
they are, guys. Aren't those fantastic?
Cody Bellinger is also on the IL for the Yankees. Max Clark showing bunts.
So some highlights of George Lombard Jr. making his debut last night. You saw Aaron Judge jumping around in the dugout. He's got to be close, right? He's jumping around, celebrating that home run.
That's good signs for his rib.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear what was attached to that debut, by the way? His brother. So George Lombard making his major league debut with the Yankees. His brother Jacob Lombard, 14th overall pick, making his professional debut the same night. Both of these guys homer in their second at bat.
This ball just fouled.
Hold on, wait, there's more. Okay, they both homer in their second at bat. Exit velocity on both their home runs, 100 miles per hour. Wait, there's more. Their launch angle, both of them 33 degrees into left field.
Wow.
That is crazy. Oh, yeah, and by the way, both brothers facing the Cardinals.
God,
obviously, the Cardinals organization in the minor leagues for Jacob. Crazy. Crazy coincidence. But congratulations to both Lombard brothers. Professional debut, MLB debut on the same night.
Yeah, pretty incredible.
That is crazy. And I believe George Lombard Sr. is pretty sure he's back with the team already.
Yeah, so George Sr. is the bench coach for A.J. Hinch, and he had a long flight. Made his way all the way from the West Coast out to Yankee Stadium to catch that game in person. And good for the Tigers for letting him skip a day at work and go be a part of obviously a once-in-a-lifetime kind of moment.
Sure.
Even if he hadn't homered.
And even if he missed Jacob's homer.
Yeah, that was Jacob.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Mom?
That hit him. Clark hit by a pitch. Leadoff man aboard.
And Brian trying to roll that sinker in or off the plate to Max Clark. Just gets that elbow pad right there. Just trying to make that nice play in center field. Max Clark, there's a lot of anticipation with him coming up. You sell off around this deadline. You got this offense. #1 prospect coming up as well.
Eduardo Valencia, the batter now, with the leadoff man reaching. First base runner early on tonight for the Tigers. Valencia doing the catching tonight. You know, it really strikes me about the story about George Lombard and his son, and there's been some good progress, I would say, in the game in recent years, and maybe more than just recent years, where no longer does the game feel like every game is the biggest event your life will ever have. And you know, if your son is going to make his major league debut, you should leave, and you should go be a part of that. I'm not saying that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that could not have happened, but it does seem like that is something that I would say nearly every team would be on board with. I'd be stunned.
Up a little bit.
I'd be stunned if in this day and age a team would not be on board with that. But good for the Tigers nonetheless. Another punch out third tonight for Brian Wu.
Get that heater up in the strike zone, 97. We talked about the fact this is his second game on 4 days rest, where he hadn't done that the last couple of months. Velocity is good. The stuff is good. Yeah, I'm trying to think back when coaches, my time playing. I remember Mike Hargrove, who was here. He left. Obviously, he had his daughter's wedding.
Sure, that happens sometimes.
And by the way, he decided to. When he wanted to stay home after that, he called it quits soon when he came back to Seattle after going home and being with family. I'm trying to think in regards to like coaches taking off. But you're right, loosened up a little bit, because that's a big moment for sure.
I mean, George even said, he was interviewed on the Yankees telecast, he said, you don't get days like this back. And that's very true. Anybody who has lived who has lived the baseball life knows that part of this, it's a dream job no matter what role you have down there. You just miss a lot. Especially too, and
Angie can speak for this as well, but in the middle of summer, that's when it's most active with some of those sports going on, travel baseball especially. And you're following the team around for 162 games, man. There's times you're going to miss for sure some of these former players and parents.
Oh, for sure. You miss the graduations and the senior nights and things like this. But I do like the fact that you're right. You're very right, Aaron, that even the paternity list is something, that you hear like the old players like, what is this? He went home to see the birth of his child? I'm like, yes, yes, he did. Imagine that. I mean, it's fantastic. It's called perspective. It's called a ball. We've evolved and we understand that there are more important things than baseball, even though that's really important.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Good challenge there from Cal Raleigh. Flips the count to 2-2. So good on the Tigers and good on the Lombard family.
Yeah, one last thing on that too. And Travis Bazzana came up early this year and to the Cleveland Guardians. They gave him a few days in advance and they said, look, we are 90% sure you're going to go up on this day. And I asked him, I said, is this because you got family coming from Australia? Wow, because I've never heard that. Usually, hey, guess what? Surprise, up you go for the most part. And a lot of times, obviously, because of an injury and everything else. But he said no. He said that's what they're starting to do now, give more of an advance with these young prospects coming up. Obviously, these big prospects too, giving them enough time to make sure the family's there and they can enjoy that moment so they're not getting stuck missing flights or anything to miss that debut.
Memory serves.
I'd never heard of that, by the way. It was always like day off.
The Mariners did that with Julio coming out of spring training. They wanted to make sure that when he made the team out of spring that he had enough time to let his family know about it. Only play on to first base. McKinstry is out. Cole Young is there to make the play. Clark into second as the lineup card turns over. But yes, that is not something that would have been done necessarily not even that many years ago. So good for Bazzana and his family. Here's McGonigal.
This has been, talking about Brian Wu, with runners in scoring position, this has been the real flip in 2026, especially on the road too. Hasn't had that many opportunities at home, but opponents are hitting just under 400. They're slugging over 600. It's about making those big pitches when you got the traffic. Now, I mentioned that they've had, when you talk about the at-bats at home, there's only 26 at-bats coming into this game. He's had 60 at-bats with runners in scoring position on the road. So it's about making those big pitches, avoiding that big inning as well.
Yeah, the on-base percentage at home this year against Brian Wu is truly historically low in franchise history. 0-2 on McGonigal. Not an easy guy to strike out. Max Clark, his speed at second.
You look at pitches over the history of the game, the big separators. What do they do when you got that traffic behind them, that runners in scoring position number? The guys who separated themselves to be the greats in the game. Talking about Brian Wu, some of the numbers he's put up at home. Making that big pitch when it counts.
Oh, 2. Soft fly ball right field. Canzone has it come right to him. And Wu's able to strand that runner, Max Clark, at second base. On to the bottom of the third inning, Brendan Donovan's second game back. He'll lead this look like. Now that is a stock Jimothy rookie card. There are some chase cards in there as well. 1,000 silver. There is one gold card.
Who's got it? Who has got it?
100, I beg your pardon. I 10x the silver. 100 silver. They're worth way more than I made them out to be. And there is one gold card. How are we going to find out who got the gold?
I hope I don't look over here and see it on your desk hidden underneath one of these computers you got over here.
In a bubble envelope, getting it sent out to PSA to get graded. I mean, whoever gets the gold is going to, like, they'll take to social media, right? They're going to show that off.
Surely.
On the ground, Torkelson kind of clanks it and he cannot recover. Donovan is aboard.
We had some new faces yesterday. Obviously, Sir Anthony Dominguez. We saw him, Taylor Ward from the trade. But Brendan Donovan could be the biggest impact add from yesterday. Getting a chance to get himself on base. Try and make an impact here in these last couple of months.
It's an infield base hit for Donovan. There is Taylor Ward. It really is wild as you look at some basic numbers there on Taylor Ward, how he has changed a total 180 from last year to this year in the span of one season. Last year he was a top 10 home run hitter in the game. He belted 36 of them in an Angels uniform. Mariners played against Ward for so many seasons in the division, then was traded this offseason from LA to Baltimore. And you can look at the difference last year to this year. The on base has really gone up as this is under the glove of Colt Keith. So he had a couple of balls in play that both looked like a play maybe could have been made, and both turned out to be base hits for the Mariners. That didn't miss Keith by that much.
Some hard contact. Yeah, for a guy who pretty much has the lowest swing rate with counts besides 2 strikes in the game. You mentioned changing that profile. Hasn't got the same power, but just an on-base machine.
His on-base percentage from last year to this year that we were just looking at is the 3rd largest increase as the corners come in of any player in the game. And his slugging percentage is the 9th largest decrease of any player in the game. So it's been a real reverse. And now he's been on base a ton. So that has been the calling card this year. A big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the Mariners right now just looking for a right-handed bat that can bring something productive offensively.
From the right side, absolutely.
No, he does one thing this year especially well, that is get on base.
Aaron, you're just talking about Ward's ability to adapt and change. How about this? Coming out of college, Fresno State, he was a first-round pick as a catcher. As a catcher, he's only caught 2 innings, though, at the big league level. And I asked him today, I said, do you still have a catcher's glove? Do you have a set of gear? He goes, absolutely not.
Yeah, maybe he's saying ask Bryce Harper the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, he's also played third. And I said, okay, what about a third baseman's gloves? And he goes, no. He goes, I would rather catch. And he has, like, under 50 games at third base, a lot more than he caught at the big league level. But no interest in playing the hot corner.
Yeah, sounds kind of salty talking about those positions. Wow.
McKinstry makes the catch. He's out there in right field today. 1 out, 2 on. Back to the top of the order. Secure your spot for the Legends Photo Day VIP experience presented by Daktronics. Your chance to snag photos with franchise icons like Ichiro, Randy, King Felix, many more this Sunday, August 9th. Mariners.com/50 to get your tickets. And speaking of Bryce Harper, the Phillies acquire Luis Arraez from the Giants at the deadline. Arraez homered tonight, which obviously is not something that he is known for. But Arraez going to Philly has really thrown a real wrench into their defensive alignment. As Cole Young takes outside, Mariners will be seeing the Phillies in not too long from now homestand when the Cubs are also here. Harper has moved from first base back to right field, a position he has not played since having Tommy John. Alec Boehm has moved from third base to first base, and Bryson Stott has moved from second base to third base, all to accommodate Luis Arraez, who is a free agent at the end of the year and has greatly improved defensively at second base, and he wants to stay there. Does he go around? Yes, he does. 1-2.
Yeah, that was that big ad for Luis Arraez, working with Ron Washington over there with the Giants. Just completely upgraded that defense, second base, but he had a willingness to change positions like that, especially Bryce Harper. You mentioned the fact he had that arm surgery, slid into first base.
On the ground, a little shovel to McGonagall, and the stretch in time. It's the second double play in as many innings induced by Drew Anderson. When the Mariners' threat comes to a screeching halt. Yeah, this guy at the bone, Mariners Hall of Famer Jay Buhner joins us as we. Jay, how you doing, man?
I didn't get the memo on the jersey. I mean, or the shirt.
Yeah, we don't try anymore.
Yeah. Rule number one. You guys know that. Come on.
I'll
forget about it.
Wonderful to have you.
By the way, the first game I ever worked with Jay in the booth sitting next to him, he had some palm trees or something on the shirt. I was like,
oh, it's right here.
Oh,
it's right here.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it right
it's underneath. I just have it hidden by the Hawaiian shirt. Sorry.
Canzone plays this off the wall.
Attaboy. Throw him out.
Strong throw.
Yes.
Man, that was a hose from Canzone.
That is a pretty play, too. That is doing your homework, getting out early, knowing your steps on the warning track, turning around. Man, that is amazing. And quick hands right there, because it came off that wall hard right there, and he barehanded it, made a perfect throw in a second.
Yeah, we've seen Dom show off that arm a few times of late.
I tip my hat to him, man.
Yeah.
He is, I mean, yeah, the runner makes a strong throw, sees it's online. He's like, whoop, I'm going to throw out the anchor right here. But, man, I tell you, he's done an amazing job out there. Not only at the plate and hitting left-handers, but nice job in right field. Made a heck of a play last night right down the line.
Dylan Dingler. First pitch strike.
But the Tigers, they're not waiting around, are they? They're first pitch swinging, man. And if it's dead red, they are letting it go.
I saw that last night. I saw that back in Detroit, especially against Brian Wu. Second, third time through, they started swinging a ton early. There it is again.
Well, you know, the track record is our staff pretty much 1 through 5 or 6, whatever it may be. They attack the strike zone. They like to throw the fastball. They're going to be around the plate. So a lot of teams are starting to realize that and being a little more aggressive. And why wouldn't you be, right? So that's all about location, location, location. And Wu seems to pitch really well here at home.
He does seem to, doesn't he?
Yes. Very good.
Well,
something says in the stats, right?
My hunch says that he's been quite good at T-Mobile Park.
Yes. Must be the home cooking.
Dangerous hitter Dylan Dingler at the plate. Out to left field. Arozarena chasing after this base hit. Torres, an aggressive turn. Play at third. Tag applied. Wow. Out at third base.
Wow. 2 great outfield plays right there. Not to be outdone. What a first step angle right there. And comes up, makes a strong throw. What a play.
Yeah, you get the sense that Gleyber Torres is trying to make up for not getting to second base when the Dom Canzone throw. Trying to get into third base, being really aggressive. Randy on the money.
Yeah, everything had to be perfect on that throw, so.
Clearly gets the tag on him. So 1 out, a man at second. That's Dingler. Here is Green. Takes on the edge, and that is Oh and 1. So man at scoring position.
Could have been a lot worse, right?
Called a strike. Touch high on our EQC tracer. And Green saying he got hit, and our home plate umpire Carlos Torres agrees. So second hit batter today. In fact, back-to-back innings. You don't see that very often from Wu.
Yeah, I think with Brian Wu right here, just trying to do a little extra with that breaking ball, right? We said about some of the inconsistency with that breaking ball. Just gets Riley Green. You saw him hit a home run last night. He's a low ball hitter. You don't want to let that ball spin middle of the plate, especially with the runner in scoring position.
Just nicks him. Now, we've talked about the historic numbers for Wu this year at home, whether you're looking at on-base percentage or OPS. So, yeah, if you're down 0-2 and you get hit, you're saying, hey, put me on at first base. Randy, a long run. Colt Keith drives this to left, and Randy Arozarena makes the catch at the very top of the wall. And the Mariners' outfield defense putting on a show.
Wow. That is go-go gadget arm up over the wall. Again, knowing the warning track, knowing your home field, it should be an advantage for you. But what a play. That's counting your steps. That's getting out again. It's getting out early, getting lots of fun goes out there, and knowing exactly where you're at. Awesome timing. That's a heck of a play. Wu is like, he's got that away, boys. Make me look good and bail me out twice now.
Fantastic catch, and earlier a terrific throw from Randy. 2 outs and 2 on. Here's Torkelson. Top line strike.
I tell you, Randy's had a heck of a year for us. He's done a great job in the outfield. He's been consistent all year with his hitting.
But where would they be without Randy Arozarena?
Oh, boy.
You could easily ask that question almost every day. Trying to go upstairs again, but misses. Torkelson batting just .220, but 20 home runs. Good numbers this year with runners in scoring position as Wu gets ahead of the heater. 1-2.
Now put him away right here.
One-two. He does exactly that. A 97-mile-an-hour bolt from Wu. An inning of what could have been for the Tigers, if not for Randy Arozarena and some tremendous. Pretty pumped about it.
Was that the trading card?
It's the rookie card.
Wow, how about that? See, I'm not in. I'm not hip yet. I'm catching on. I'm hip on the swag, though. I got that. Got taken care of on that.
Randy leads it off after a stellar defensive top half of the inning.
Does that ever happen, Aaron, when you lead off the inning after making a great defensive play? Oh, 2 great defensive plays.
I'm sure it's happened.
Unreal. It's unreal how the baseball
Must
gods
happen to
work
you a few
sometimes.
times.
Just a few.
Rob a homer and then hit a tank.
Yes, sir. Gotta love it. Doesn't happen enough, but the few times it does, it's pretty awesome. You float around the bases. Feel a little bit like Muhammad Ali for a little bit.
Our first Ali reference on the big show this year.
Ooh, watch your lips. Look out, baby. You don't want to get hit up around the bonnet, man. That's not a good place to get hit. Just ask J-Rod, right?
2 balls and 2 strikes.
They're loving Randy. Why not? Come on. Hit one out of the ballpark now. Why not?
Just got underneath it out to Clark in center field.
Come on, Randy. Make me look like a hero. Let's go. Right, Ange? Come on. It was all scripted.
He just missed it. And by the way, guys, in between innings, Dan Wilson, he gave a high five to Randy on his way in, but he came down here and made a point to high five Carlos Cardoza and also Eric Young Jr. Those guys have been working the outfield drills a lot like what Perry Hill does with the infield. They've started doing that with the outfield. Part of it is, like you said, Jay, getting out there, counting your steps, climbing the wall, figuring out where it is, and it's paying off. And it paid off tonight.
Amen. A lot of early work, Angie. You're exactly right. EY Jr. especially, he's a magician.
Changeup gets a swing and a miss from Canzone. It's 0-2.
And he's got more work to do. And Jay, you know, if you got some time over the next couple of days, maybe you want to come down here and help Taylor Ward get up to speed, getting back out there to right field.
You know, you just got to get out and do the steps. Just get out there and just walk around, get to know the nooks and crannies, and familiarize yourself with the steps.
Broken bat, humpback line drive caught there by McGonigal. 2 outs.
Because you know, Angie, I mean, it's like when you play, you got to get out and you got to have the home field advantage, and you got to get out there and know how many steps you got on the warning track, where the little funky hop could come out, where the little nooks and crannies are.
You're right, and especially if you're going, like, say, straight back on the warning track versus at a diagonal.
Yep.
You know, diagonal, you get a lot more steps on the track. So, you know, your angle, once you get there, makes a big difference.
And the speed of the grass. Some fields are faster than others. Ooh.
Keith stays with this, but throws it up the line. Julio's speed too great.
Somebody's sniffing a base knock. Nice job of keeping it in front of there. I got to admit that. Giving up the body. That's why they call it the hot corner.
Yeah, this ball kind of ate him up.
Yeah.
Maybe get a hand to it.
There's been a couple funky hops tonight. Cole made a nice one over there at second base the other day. AJ doing the walk, huh?
Well, it is a bullpen day for the Tigers. 2 outs and Julio reaching. Lefty Tyler Holton warming up.
AJ Hinch still out there talking to him, maybe just checking in. Remember, he's making that transition to the rotation. We said around 50 pitches, but he's going to make the call right here and take him out of the game.
So Anderson done. They were trying to get 4 full frames out of him. Comes 1 out shy of that. So Holton is coming on to face Josh Naylor. We'll be right back. Day. Hoping for a Mariner win.
Amen to that. Boy, look at all the fans. They are showing up, aren't they? It's going to be a fun weekend here in Siwa.
Well, we got a little bit of an inspection going on. What is exactly happening out there at home plate?
Oh, he's saying that feels a little sticky.
Was he requesting a new ball? It's odd that the home plate umpire would take one out there.
Well, Tyler Holton pitched he has pitched a ton the last couple of innings. He had a real struggle at the beginning of the season. A lot of people thinking maybe he's exhausted, but man, he has turned it around the last couple of months. That ERA around 1.5. But still, lefties have had their success against him.
A good pitch at the knees, ruled a ball. So Hinch sets up the left on left with 2 outs and Julio at first base. On the outer edge for a strike.
Saying it's a good time right here to get one on the board. It's been a while since he's hit a big fly, so let's do it right here. Ooh.
Kids ahead 3-1.
Fish aren't biting. Let's go. Right here. Now's the time.
Popped him up. McGonigal underneath. And that infield base hit from Julio is stranded. After 4 here in Seattle, Mariners and the Tigers a scoreless win against the Twins to open up the homestand. Max Clark just recently made his major league debut.
Again, first pitch hacking. They are not waiting around. This kid's pretty special, what I've seen so far. He can go get the ball in center field. He can cover some ground out there. These guys are a good young team. Getting an opportunity to go play. It's all you can ask for.
Clark taken 3rd overall by the Tigers back in 2023, the year that Skeens was drafted 1st overall. Now the Tigers had 2 picks in the 1st round that year, and both are in the big leagues right now. Kevin McGonigal was the other.
That's a pretty good one.
An all-star this season. He strikes him out on 3 pitches. He sticks with the heater.
I talked about this Tigers team being aggressive. Big reason why they're going to get a steady dose of that right there. 4-seam fastballs, middle and up.
You see the movement on that too. Yeah. A little late movement right there, diving away, even in the upper quadrant.
Very fastball heavy.
Yeah, you see that slider and sweeper. Just 2 pitches. Saw him hit Riley Green with that breaking ball.
Saws him off. Valencia, weak grounder. 2 down.
That's called throwing the handle right there. Oh man, get in your kitchen.
Either off the plate, getting off that barrel.
That would make me so mad. I mean, you got a great gamer, what we call our bat, and you've had it for a while, and it's been a lucky bat, and they saw you off. Oh man, it's a terrible feeling because now you got to go try to find a new gamer.
Struck one of McKinstry.
See, I remember hearing stories back in the day where guys would order bats under a different name, under the superstar's name, because the wood quality was better. Is that true?
It was night and day.
Yeah.
Especially Louisville was the worst.
Right.
Yeah. But there was no competition, though. You know what I mean? There was really Louisville, Sambat. I think Cooper was around. It's not like today.
Well, McKinstry's saying he was hit. It was not ruled, or what? Well, he's on his way to first base now. This is being challenged, it looks like, by the Tigers.
Again,
Detroit is challenging that it was a hit by pitch.
Another breaking ball.
Yeah, it looked like it got him on that angle.
We showed the pitch breakdown from Brian Wu, and a big key for him, and this is home or road, is getting a good feel for the slider and the sweeper. And at times he just simply doesn't have the good feel for that pitch, and that's why you see the swings on that hitter, because, Jay, guys go back to the dugout and say, hey, I can pick it up. I'm seeing it.
I'll tip my hat until he can beat me with it. I agree. But he's got it. Cal's sticking with it. It's crazy. You're going along. You know this, being the pitcher. I've never pitched, but all of a sudden this guy, you're a hitter, and you're up there from a hitter standpoint, and then like a couple innings later, he found it. It's like, wait a minute. How did he was nowhere close, and all of a sudden now he's Picasso out there on me with that bat.
Well, you mentioned Cal, too. I mean, the catcher in between innings, giving that little mini pep talk every time you go back out there, like, whatever it could be, whatever the words are.
After review, the call in the field was overturned. It was a hit by pitch. Detroit will retain their challenge.
Well, Wu had hit 3 batters all season combined, and he's hit 3 tonight.
Overcooking those breaking balls.
Well, he's keeping them honest. He's pitching to both sides of the plate. You have to, because these guys are aggressive.
Here is Kevin McGonigal. 2-out hit batter keeps the inning alive.
Yeah, that's the other pitch, too. You see where Cal was setting up and in? That little sinker that runs back out of the plate. That's another pitch. It's been a little inconsistent for Brian Wu. He just had to lean so heavily on that 4-seam middle up.
Three hit batters also matches an all-time franchise record. It's been done a number of times. Felix did it 3 times. Actually surprised Randy only did it twice. Hit 3 batters 2 different times.
Especially if it was a 3-0 count.
Let's see, Donovan's got room on this. Looks like he does on the track, and he puts it away. The 2-out hit batter does no harm to Brian Wu and the Mariners. Mariners right. First reliever out of the bullpen tonight for A.J. Hinch. Tyler Holton took over, got the final out of the 4th inning.
Get your belly button up there on the plate, Cal, and look to lift and separate right here. See how far you can hit it.
You had a chance to talk to him?
I've talked to him a little bit.
Days.
Yeah, he says he's seen it a little bit better, but I don't know about based on that swing right there, but but you know, us hitters sometimes we'll look foolish on purpose on a certain pitch just to sit on it and come to Papa, because sometimes those pitchers think they can get you again, and oops, set you up, gotcha.
He gets ahead 3-1 here.
Now right here, because he did that first pitch, see it out of his hand. Know you're ahead. You got a strike to play with. See it, but it's in your wheelhouse. Let that thing go, baby. That a boy, just like that.
Now, when you say see it, explain what that means other than the obvious.
Don't assume it's going to be a fastball. Okay. See it out of his hand just in case he throws that 3-1 changeup, because it's the big leagues, man. These guys can throw anything at any given time. Just because it's a 3-1 count doesn't mean they're going to automatically go, here you go, see how far you can hit it. So you want to see it as long as you can. But like I said, pick a part of the plate because you're ahead in the count. Right there, he's looking to go yah-yah to left field right there, and he just missed it. So now we go back, we center up, go back to the middle of the field, stay hard in the middle. That way you can cover a few more pitches in case he does throw the big slider right there for changeup.
Count strikes out to begin the bottom of the 5th inning.
That was actually fastball away, geared up for it.
So leadoff man retired in front of Donovan. Sweeper spins in there for a strike. What are you looking at as a hitter that tells you in that millisecond time frame, changeup or fastball? What are you looking for?
You just trust your eyes. Your eyes will adjust to it, and you're picking up a release point. That's the biggest thing. You're watching from the on deck circle if he's throwing to somebody else, so you're kind of seeing where the release point is. So when you get in there right out of the gate, you kind of have a general idea where the ball's coming out of. Is it, where it is, his relationship to his head. And then in the back of your mind, you're doing your homework too. There's a scout report on this guy. His go-to pitch might be his changeup, or it might be a slider, or he likes to throw a 2-seam, or he likes to throw a 4-seam. So you're trying to check all those boxes and do your homework. But in a certain count, when you're ahead in the count, I'm looking for one location. I'm looking to do damage. Especially in a game like this, it's 0-0. There's not a lot of action going on. I'm trying to throw one on the board, get the crowd into it, get everybody into it.
Donovan chops this over to Torkelson, flattens out, and the Tigers' first baseman applies the tag. 2 down. Well, on this Jimothy night with 20,000 rookie cards, Hyphen, we were wondering who's going to get the gold. 13-year-old Abby is taking home the 1-of-1 Jimothy gold card. Can we have private security take care of Abby the rest of the night?
I agree. Jay Buhner escort her out.
Yes.
She got the golden ticket. Good for you, man.
Seriously, that ballpark, what would that thing be worth? What do you got, Goldie? I have no idea what this stuff's worth. It's given to me.
Your career earnings 3x. What do we think?
What?
It's a 1-of-1 gold Jimothy card, Hyphen.
Wow.
Let's get it. Maybe if you're in the Derby, it'll be not you can take home the limited edition of 50 seasons pen, Mariners.com/50. I think it's fair to say that the pregame ceremony on Saturday will be the biggest ceremonial undertaking in franchise history. And nobody does those kinds of things better than the Mariners.
Amen to that. They're really good, and they have been working around the clock. I got to give a shout out to Camden out there. Camden Finney, she is pretty special in what she's done with this whole thing, getting it all together, all the different itineraries, all the different people coming from across the country. Well done.
Yeah, she is a workhorse. I've worked with Camden for a long time. Man, stuff like this, just putting all the pieces together.
And Andy Lincoln, both of them, man, pretty special people.
It's an incredible crew.
They need a pay raise. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that every time I talk. It costs them money. But they deserve it.
Straight away center field. Right to Julio.
Oh, look at Brian Wu. We showed that 4th inning, some of the defense played behind him. That was one of those like turning point innings where the hard contact was coming, middle of the plate. He got through that inning thanks to his defense.
Yep. Has
that shutdown inning in the 5th. Now all of a sudden you're looking up, it's the 6th. 63 pitches in. That whole approach about being aggressive is backfiring on you. If you're the Detroit Tigers.
And when he's had to make a pitch, he's been able to make that pitch. But sometimes you don't have your best stuff. And there's no doubt tonight he is pitching.
Yeah, for sure, leaning heavily on that four seam. Just talked about that sweeper and slider, the 2 breaking balls. Just not being consistent with it. Trying to get that chase right there on that little four seam that runs in on the hands of these righties.
Hyphen, he's about 75% fastball so far tonight, the 4 and the 2 seam. Does that feel at all less taxing on you than if you were flip it 75% spin?
I think a lot of people, especially too when pitching in the big leagues, the fastball percentage just plummeted. Like, I use Clayton Kershaw as an example. He pitched through different generations of being fastball heavy, the whole quote-unquote establish your fastball, to having to adjust to be, all right, hey, look, we're going to drop this down to 30% four seams, and we're going to start throwing that cutter and that slider way more. It's like it turned into this, a different way of pitching. And I think that can be not just physically exhausting, but mentally exhausting too. Trying to land a pitch that is moving, you're manipulating a ball and trying to land that in the strike zone. And so I think that you talk about the workload and the stress level.
Yeah, the fatigue of throwing 75% fastball versus the fatigue of throwing 75% sliders and curves.
Right, for sure.
Just because the torque that your arm goes through.
Yeah, and I've talked to a lot of young pitchers when they get to the big leagues, obviously with all the scouting reports that go into it, they say one of the biggest adjustments is the time in between outings, especially when AAA, they're only pitching once a week. But secondly, the having to land breaking balls in the strike zone at a way higher clip than what they do in AA and AAA. It can be exhausting. It's a huge adjustment.
Yeah, if you don't, you're going to get your brains beat in, right?
But again, when you have that, we talked all about that upshoot fastball from Brian Wu, and you get that swing and miss, you start sniffing out that swing and miss early. Go 70+% on it. But it's that pitch right there. Again, I keep talking about it. But just trying to find it constantly. We talked about some of the conversations I guarantee him and Cal and Pete Woodworth in between innings, trying to calibrate, get that feel for it. We talked about that with Emerson Hancock last night as well.
1 out, 1 on.
Good pitch. And there's nothing you can do with that. You see on the EQC trace of that little sinker that runs back in and over the plate.
In on the hands, and Wu is going after it more than anybody else. That's about 5 or 6 rows deep. Full steam ahead for the Mariners starting pitcher. He wanted that out.
Well, he had the best chance and the best angle, so he's an athlete.
Yeah, the other part of this too, Riley Green, we talk about him being, a lot of the damage comes the lower half of the strike zone. We saw that last night against Emerson Hancock. You see Cal doubling up and in. They decide to go down and away. You have to be careful. Get that ball out of the strike zone. Here it is. There's that changeup. You can see Brian just.
It's just
be a little extra
none of his
with
secondary
it, right?
pitches are anywhere close. They're not even competitive. That's the bad thing. That puts a lot of pressure on locating that fastball.
Well, as a hitter, you start sitting on a fastball, I assume?
All day.
That's what they've been doing, yeah.
All day.
Almost hit his 4th batter.
See, he just went changeup and then he went slider, and he hadn't been able. That's what Ryan's been talking about. He just cannot consistently get that release point. And that's a lot of pressure. You're talking about the pressure of making. Now it's all the way back to 3-2. Now he's got to make a pitch right here. A good pitcher's pitch right here. The pitcher's best friend. It'd be nice to see a double play ball help him out.
He's got heater up and in.
To center field.
Just enough, yeah.
2 outs, long at bat for Green. Ends in a fly out to Julio.
But again, when he's had to step up and make a big pitch, he's been able to do it. So
absolutely.
And using a little bit of their aggressiveness against them. And he's so good with that elevated fastball. That's been such a big help for him.
Here's Colt Keith. Fastball velo hasn't been quite the same here in the 6th inning. A lot of 95s. We saw 97s, even 98s earlier.
It's all right. Throw a little BP fastball in there. Really change it up. Throw him a wrinkle.
To right field, Canzone lays out, and Dom Canzone makes the catch.
How about this outfield, Aaron? My goodness.
You've been giving clinics out here before the game?
I wish I could take credit.
Dom Canzone trying to do his best. Jay Buhner out there in right field. Takes a hit away.
You ever done that? Get out there. I want to see you do it.
This is on the ground. 1 down. I did take when my oldest son was very young. We went out there.
That's good. You need to.
It was a great time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Mariners are trying to get something going. This will be the 3rd time through the order. They do not have an extra base hit in the series so far. This season, when the Mariners play a game without an extra base hit, they are 1-13. When they have exactly 1 extra base hit, they are 8-17. To be fair, no team does especially well when they do not hit an extra base hit, or if they only have 1. What you're seeing here is basically the same fate for most teams. Along the same vein, you know what? When you have multiple extra base hits, all of a sudden the world kind of opens up a little bit.
You think so? Think this team scores a lot of runs via the home run?
And we're talking doubles too, and even a rare triple.
Yeah, but we know.
We know. But the Mariners have the most games played this year of any team with 1 or fewer extra base hits.
Ooh.
And they obviously have not fared well, nor would any team.
It's hard to string a bunch of base hits together. It really is today's game.
Bullpen is up. Rosarena is due up next. Brennan Hannafy is getting loose. Also, Kyle Finnegan, more of a leverage arm out there. So maybe it'll depend on if Cole Young can reach base. 2-2. Now the Mariners thirsting for that first extra base hit of this series.
I'll tell you, Cole's been really good at using the whole field, especially with 2 strikes.
On the ground over to Torkelson.
Right away, Jay. Way to jinx him.
Message now from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
So 2 up and 2 down. Hinch, as expected, goes to the bullpen. 3rd pitcher being used on this bullpen game. It's Hannafy with the bases clean. That was a tremendous catch.
And then let's not forget 2 great plays by Dom out in right field as well.
Well, if it would have been a home run, it would have been a 3-run home run. Either way, game-changing plays there from Randy Rosarena, who is the first man to face Brennan Hannafy. Hannafy's been a tremendous ground ball pitcher this year.
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you, if he wouldn't have fouled that off, he'd have wore it right in the chest. That ball had some run on it. And I think it got him pretty good in the top, in the leg there.
And he's feeling that.
We got to hit him like in the knee. Look at the run on that thing. He's get out of here. Yeah, ouch.
Just above that shin protector, it looked like.
He knew it was running in too. He's trying to pull those hands inside. You can see that in the replay. Went right back in there again.
Two outs, nobody on. Scoreless tie in the last of the 6th.
See, I always like that right there. When the catcher, 0-2, and he moves way out there, it's like, well, pretty much know where he's probably going to go with this one.
Can you sense that?
Oh,
if he moves that far outside?
Oh, you can see it. Yeah, now sometimes they'll set you up, but on that one.
Oh, this ball ripped into left field. An extra base hit for the Mariners, the first of the series, as Randy stands up with a double.
Right on cue, huh? Should have read it earlier.
Sweet relief.
Now that's a great AB. He went out away, and then he tried to go back in, and he said, no. I'm waiting for that. Great piece of hitting right there by Randy. I tell you, he's been huge for this team. He's come up with some huge knocks.
Well, he's been a doubles machine this year. One of the best doubles hitters in baseball. Now the Mariners trying to make that double worth something. 2 outs and a man in scoring position for Dom Canzone. A quick visit out to the mound.
I like it. 2 of the hottest hitters have been very consistent for him. Let's get a little 2-out banking right there. Come on.
Well, right now you see Chris Fetters, the pitching coach, coming out because you got the lefty up, Dom Canzone with that open base. You got Drew Summers warming up in the bullpen. Probably just giving him a little plan of attack. You know what? Get him to try and chase something. If you slip behind the count, they're not going to try and get back. Oh, no, they're just going to go ahead and
put him on.
Walk him straight up. So that meeting was more about what to do against Julio Rodriguez.
Two outs, 2 on. Here is Julio. Boy, it's a night where the Mariners don't need much. Trying to drive Randy in from second base. 2 outs and 2 on. First pitch coming to Julio. He shoots this deep out to right field. Carry back. It's a 3-run home run. And Julio puts the Mariners on the board.
Oh, does that feel good up here? I know it feels good for him. That's a huge swing right there. Well, that didn't work out the way he scripted it.
Man, they've been pitching Julio away the last couple of nights. Look, he's been chasing a ton of breaking balls of late. But he guesses right on that hitter on the outer half of the plate and doesn't miss it. Yeah, he's looking for something away, probably trying to pick up that breaking ball. Sees that spin.
I'm telling you, that's not that bad a pitch either. You know, Ryan, it's elevated a little bit so he can get some extension, but that's him looking at a location right there. And I tell you what, he has a very special relationship with this fan base. They are eating it up.
Hanafi has a tough night. Julio, 3-run shot, pitching change. Mariners leading. Midfield homer for Julio. The Mariners now lead at 3-0. You asked for extra base hits? Just had to ask, apparently.
That's right.
Double and a homer this inning.
Great timing, buddy. In this crowd, you could tell they were just waiting. They are buzzing. It is so good to hear.
Now, we saw the mound visit before, they intentionally walked Dom Canzone. I was thinking to myself, okay, this is a quick little report, making sure that your guy in Hanafi doesn't throw anything over the plate to Dom Canzone, maybe get him to chase something.
The batters are solid, they call the strike. Roll confirmed, the Mariners have 1 challenge remaining.
Well, I'll tell you, there's nothing better when the guy in front of you gets intentionally walked and you come up and you step up and you stick the dagger in him. That is a great feeling. And it did not take long for Julio to do that.
Remember the last time they intentionally walked Dominic Canzone to pitch to Cal Raleigh? That was Cincinnati Reds.
That didn't work out good either.
No, that grand slam.
Now the Mariners needed a little jolt offensively. Shut out last night. Shut out tonight through the first 5 innings.
I think, too, it's different, man, when you do that compared to maybe manufacturing a run to get the win. A win's a win, don't get me wrong. But you know it, too, right, in that clubhouse, in that dugout. Yeah. The extra base hits, he dead last. We showed that graphic.
And you get the crowd into it because they're packed in here.
Challenge coming here behind the plate from Valencia.
Catcher challenge, they call a ball. Ball overturned, very foul.
Naylor ends up striking out on that challenge by Valencia, but the Mariners have taken the lead. It was a Randy 2-out double. Canzone intentionally walked, and then Julio gets the Trident with a 3-run opposite field bomb, and the Mariners lead it after 6. Brian Wu cruising to this one. 18 out pitches. There appears to be a theme here, Hyphen.
Yeah, the four-seamers at the top of the strike zone, using that to his advantage. We talked about him having a few inconsistencies with the breaking ball, but man, just making big pitches when it counts.
Effectively wild.
There you go. Exactly.
Straightaway center field. Julio gives some ground and is right there to make the catch. Torkelson.
And that's smart on his part. He knows he's going to try to get ahead right out of the gate. He's got a 3-run lead. So as a hitter, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely going up there looking dead red.
Right.
Jay, as we just saw Julio give the Mariners a lead with that opposite field 3-run homer, there has to be something about the belief and the feeling in a dugout when your big guys are doing big things.
Absolutely. You feed off of it, too. It changes the whole atmosphere, man. It's amazing. The confidence level comes up. Takes the pressure off everyone. Takes the pressure off Wu right now because he's been battling. He's battling himself a little bit. He doesn't have his best stuff, and look, he's still out there going in. Here we are in the 7th inning, so gives him a little room for air. And let's face it, these pitchers, there's been a lot of pressure put on them this year, man, having to step up, because the run support has not been huge. So that puts a lot on them. So it's nice for them to get some runs on the board. 3 runs is pretty solid right now, the way he's throwing.
No doubt. Ahead of Clark, 0-2, 1 out, nobody on.
But now everybody else on that offense is going, thank you. Whew, now it just takes a little bit of that pressure off of you.
Well, the funny, go ahead, Ivy.
Just back on Brian Wu, too. Just one real quick thing on him. We're talking about trying to just make that money pitch with that breaking ball. When you get that lead, to Jay's point, I guarantee you, I don't know how many more pitches he's going to throw, but you'll see some good breaking balls right here because you just loosen up a little bit. You just stay within yourself.
Not trying to be
perfect. That's right.
Well, the funny thing about it, Jay, is that you were one of those big guys, right? And yet you were surrounded by guys like Junior, guys like Gar, right? A Hall of Fame hitter. So you were not only a guy that other people fed off your success, but you had great teammates that you fed off of what they did as well.
And let's face it, they were usually pitching to me a little bit more than they were them. So it made it even better when I could stick it to them. Because I don't blame you. I'm not going to pitch to Junior if I don't have to, and I'm not going to pitch to Poppy Gar. Why wouldn't you come after me? A guy standing straight up with the softball stance from the old beer leagues. Come on.
Is that how you hit 300 home runs?
No. Sometimes you get lucky.
Let's find some grass in center field. Max Clark, a 1-out single. 50 season celebration night presented by Daktronics, almost here. Franchise icons like some of the guys we're just talking about. Junior, Randy, Ichiro, many more be on hand. Epic pregame ceremony begins at 5:30. 50 greatest Mariner players unveiled. Mariners.com/50.
A few statues right there of those boys, huh? Just a few. It was cool to come in today. I got dropped off out front. I walked around, and there's Gar, Junior. Walked by the house in here in the stadium, Dave Niehaus. Ichiro's is right there. Pretty cool.
Very.
It's always cool. I mean, how cool would it be, guys, to be cruising down and it says, my Uber driver, turn right on the Edgar Martinez. What? How cool would it be to, oh, that's me, by the way. That's my street.
Better leave a good tip.
That's pretty solid. So I told him, I'm Edgar Martinez. Thank you. Drop me off.
Clark at first base. 1 out, 1 on.
It's a light bat.
Does not chase. close to 90 pitches. Smoked foul. Bullpen is up for the Mariners.
Yeah, you see Gabe Spire getting loose 3-run game. Feels like it's more than that with Julio hitting that home run, that's for sure. But think about Brian Wu too. We talked about the fact he went on 4 days rest twice in a row. It's been a long time since he's done that. The velocity has dipped a little bit, averaging around 97 first inning. It has dipped down to about 95. Ooh, there's that good sweeper.
Yeah.
Just got it.
So you want to be a catcher, eh? Wear it. That's going to leave a mark right there.
There's no call me Super Mo.
Mike Kupchak.
Yeah, you see the average 95.7. It's a little lower than the year average, but like I said, it was around 97 that first inning, 96, 96 first couple innings. Dipped a little bit.
3-2. My initial thought would be that Spire would be coming on for McGonigal, who is 2 batters away. But if Valencia reaches here and you've got 1 out of 2 on, even with the lighter hitting McKinstry, another left-handed bat, that might be Spire's turn.
I think this is probably it for him. So make a pitch right here.
Ground ball ticks off his glove. A chance for 2. Emerson on to first base. Brian Wu hanging another 0-7 shutout inning tonight inside T-Mobile Park. This is his house this season in particular. He has been historic. 3-0 Mariners.
All 3 of them trying to get going here in this last stretch.
It feels as though Julio's reaction would signify that he also thinks that was a big home run. He knows what's going on.
Well, so with this one right here.
Emmanuel DeJesus, new pitcher on the mound for the Tigers. Cal Raleigh leads it off.
Attaboy.
Just a lot of that, Jay, right there. Right?
I know he's missing them, but at least he's being aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like it. Tell me your thoughts on this. Obviously, for Cal, it's hard to imagine things turning on a dime for him, which very capable of happening.
Yeah.
But hard to imagine things turning quickly for him if he can't move forward mid-90s fastballs over the plate.
Well, when you're hitting 1-2-0-2 a lot of the times, it puts a lot of pressure on yourself. Especially when you're hitting 160, there's not a lot of room for error. It gets smaller and smaller. So, and let's face it, I mean, those 2 pitches right there were both cookies. Those are balls that, I mean, last year, I'm just going to be honest, he was not missing those balls.
Sure.
No.
Maybe one of them, but not both of those in the same at bat. And the hardest thing, too, is when you're in, now all of a sudden you look up, you know you got 2 cookies, and it's 1-2, and you are struggling a little bit, is to stay positive, going, come on, let's go. Keep grinding, right here, right here. Try to get that little guy just wants to talk to you. You got to step out, knock him off the shoulder. All right, let's go. Positive reinforcement. Try to visualize a pitch that's coming in there, and you're squaring it up. Just something positive before you step back in.
Ooh,
or wear it.
That really got in on Cal. Fastball at 95. That was what, the ribs, the chest?
I don't think I've ever seen anybody get hit right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy where you got hit. I mean,
oh, that was a gut punch. Oh.
He's already worn a couple of foul tips, too, on top of it. So it's like, man.
That is terrible.
I mean, that's just a cut piece right into the ribs.
Oh. Day game tomorrow. You know, whether you're talking about a situation like that with a quick turnaround tomorrow, or that guy on your shoulder that you're constantly fighting, especially when you're not going well. Here's Donovan at the plate. The unrelenting nature of a major league schedule, and feeling like it's just stacking up on you when it's not going your way. That has to be one of the worst feelings that this game provides.
It's kind of awesome too. Sadistically, whatever it is. I mean, it's a grind. It's between the ears, man. I'm telling you. And you just got to. I mean, he got a double gut punch right there.
But there must be some situations, like say you boot a ball late in the game in the field and you cost your team a win. There must be something great about being able to post the next day right away and play. I'm not have to think about it forever, right? Like there must be something therapeutic to that.
Yeah, after you beat up on something and break a few things down in the dugout. Yeah.
But when you have a year-long struggle or a multiple month-long struggle, and you just need to get away. This game doesn't provide for that.
No, you got to flush it. You got to get in the shower, wash off all the grime, and then go to the locker room or go to your locker, throw on your clothes, take it to the house. And hopefully you got some kiddos and a great foundation at home can help you flush it, get your mind off it as quick as possible. And then you got to come back the next day and game face. That game's over with. I got to go back to work. Now, a couple cold libations always help, and an ice tub or two back there, which he's going to probably have to dive into.
This ball is foul.
But yeah, that's the craziness of this game. It moves on with or without you, and man, you just got to figure out a way. It's the mental grind. That's why every guy goes through a certain part of the year where you hit the wall. I mean, you hit a wall, and it takes you, hopefully, less than a week, and you can come out of it. But everybody gets, especially this team, they travel more by the All-Star break than most teams do all year long. So it's a lot of travel on the off days. Usually the night before is when they travel. So
that skips in there. 2-1 on WAR.
Well, he's spiking that pitch, isn't he? Made Cal wear one, and he spiked that one.
Two and two.
Aaron, you go back to what you were talking about throughout the course of the season. You got to pick a positive at some point. It might be the littlest thing. It might be, hey, I took a walk today. It might be I scored the winning run. It might be I blocked the ball. It might be I threw a guy out. It might be I made a great play in the outfield. It might be as simple as I cut a ball off and held him to a single. Whatever it is, I mean, that might not be the only thing that day you have that's a positive, but you got to feed off of that. You got to build off of
that. That is ruled strike three. Borderline pitch, top of the zone. The Jesus, despite that gut punch to Cal Raleigh, ends up facing the minimum. Gabe Spire getting set to pitch. We go to the 8th, 3-0 M's. Guys, 7 scoreless, just the 3 hits. Ton of first pitch strike.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. The fact he got through 7 innings. We talked about the short rest. The fact he didn't have that good break ball. And this is the best feeling on the planet right here. When you turn around, you see that little ground ball to your second baseman, knowing that you just finished 7 shutout right after your guy just hit that big 3-run bomb. And you can see him just absolutely unleash and let it all out.
I mean, he learned a lot about himself tonight, man.
Yeah.
I know it's crazy, and there was guys in the bullpen that were warming up. He needed that, wanted that.
And by the way, the fact he was able to finish the 7th inning, so Gabe Spire, you don't have to bridge. You've had some issues with Bizzardo, Ferrer. Gabe can go into that 8th inning.
Save a few bullets down there, right?
Our Muckleshoot Casino Resort Penn Report. Gabe Spire is on to work the 8th.
And guys, you go back to that 2nd inning where Wu was able to get through it throwing just 7 pitches, and that 5th inning got through it with throwing just 9 pitches, and those innings right there allowed him to get through that 7th.
Now, no doubt some really efficient work at times tonight from Brian Wu.
The other thing about this game too, Jay, you're talking about with Cal and Gold, you're talking about when it stacks up. Yeah, Brian Wu, I guarantee you, spends a lot of time trying to figure out and dissect exactly what's going on with him on the road this year. It's been way different to at home for sure. I guarantee at some point tonight he'll think about that, like, hey, why can't I get these results on the road? And the other thing is with this too, if you get caught up, we talked about that fourth inning, how big the defense was. You have to leave a game like this if you're Brian Wu, which he does. Look, man, he's had that kind of career, all-star last year, but you have to leave a game like this. If you leave it thinking, well, man, I got lucky in that fourth inning, the defense bailed me out in that fourth, as opposed to
9 out there, buddy.
Right, as opposed to leaving this saying, you know what, I didn't have that best slider, that best sweeper, and I was still able to put up a 0 against one of the hottest offenses in the game.
How you leave pinch hitting for Zach McKinstry, and Spire strikes out the right-handed pinch hitter.
Gabe getting those righties out. That's going to be a big key for this bullpen. I know he's going to be left on left for sure, but he's going to have to get that righty or two in between some of these big lefties as he goes down the stretch run.
He's been pretty good against righties. I tell you, I don't think it really matters to him. He's a gamer.
Top of the card, Kevin McGonigal.
You know, they went to the dugout right there and showed a picture of Wu, and you saw him take a big sigh. But it's so funny, every time the guys come out of the game, we talked about this earlier, and they're always right there together, picking each other's brains, laughing.
Canzone in right field. And there is out number 2.
Hey, you got an easy ball out there hit to you.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night, Jay. Such a good point, because it's not something that's forced, right? Like, there's been times where I've had a pitching coach saying, hey, spring training, all you guys have to feed off each other. It's like, okay, if you try and force that, I think that just comes organically with the relationship they've got in that dugout, watching each other's bullpens.
Yeah, they definitely motivate each other, definitely push each other. They're definitely each other's eyes. Hey, do you see, what am I doing? You know, like one of those innings, he might have went in there and said, you see me doing anything a little different? I mean, something in my stride? Is it, if I'm falling off balance, what it might be?
Yeah.
Because they all know each other so well, and they feed off of each other, and they're each other's best friends. I mean, that's the buddy system. I mean, that happens on offense, and that happens with the pitchers and even the coaching staff.
You saw Bizzardo warming up. Dylan Dingler, dangerous right-handed bat, is due up next. And it hits him.
Touche.
And Gleyber Torres talking with Cal Raleigh, and now here comes everybody. Cal Raleigh hit in the stomach in the last half inning.
EY Jr. trying to keep everybody back.
And everybody coming out now.
You know, I'm sorry. It's part of the game. Just go down to first base or go get it. One or the other.
Right.
Get over it. This whole talking and all this pushing and all this other crud. Either get after it or go down to first base. Uncle. What'd you think was going to happen? Attaboy, Gabe. Send the message. I like it, man. Protect your players a little bit. Not saying it was on purpose, but you know what? Hang with them.
Well, you get some of those non-verbal cues the minute you see a pitcher hit a guy like Gleyber Torres, and you see Gabe's reaction right here. So, yeah, he goes in, drills him.
And you know what?
And you know what? Look, he doesn't look away, right? So usually you see a pitcher kind of look down or, you know, touch his chest, say, my bad. No. Gabe just kept looking in there.
And it hits you in the right spot, you know? I mean, if it was up around your head or something like that, then I can understand a little bit, but it's the game. You should know better. Just go down to first base.
A.J. Hinch right away with words for our home plate umpire, Carlos Torres. Umpires are meeting now in between the mound and home plate.
Yeah, he went straight to the umpire just in regards to, is it going to be a warning issued?
Well, you know that's going to happen
some kind
for
of
both
discipline,
teams,
yeah.
so they nip it as quick as they can. Well, let's go. The longer it goes, give Gabe a chance to stay warm right now.
Umpires are having quite the lengthy discussion here.
That's a great thing.
And they have thrown Gabe Spire out of the game.
I mean,
Danny's gone.
Come on.
Hey,
wow.
Danny will not be in this ballgame. That's tired.
Yeah, I mean, that's something where, you know what, if you're going to throw out a pitch, you do it right away as opposed to having to get two or three opinions from the other umpires, especially after A.J. Hinch got in your face. And even Josh Naylor's having words too.
Well, the umpires have deemed that it was intentional on the part of Gabe Spire, and they have thrown Gabe out of the game.
No warning given.
And now Dan gets the heave-ho. And Maniac is going to come and get his skipper.
I don't blame Danny.
So Dan and Gabe Spire have both been ejected from this game.
Yeah, look at this first pitch. That's in there. Right, so all of a sudden, Gleyber Torres got this in the back of his mind. He's not looking back. You can see him talking to Cal Raleigh as well. Like, hey, what was that all about? I guarantee Cal would have said, hey, nothing. And then we see this pitch at the end of the at-bat.
Very next pitch. And all of this set up because Cal Raleigh was hit in the stomach by a pitch in the bottom of the 7th. Right on the breadbasket.
And you know what, too? Going back to that Cal Raleigh where he was hit, that was unintentional, right? Later on in the at-bat, there's no reason why he was getting hit in that situation. Potentially, too, and again, I'm going to speculate here, but I think Gabe kind of took that upon himself.
Absolutely.
So, you know what?
It was on him.
You hit our guy.
Absolutely.
He means a lot. That's not coming from Cal Raleigh. And of course, you saw Gleyber Torres talking to Cal in that situation. Cal's like, hey, look, nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That was on him.
I will say, if I was Cal right there, I would have left the mask down when I'm discussing, so you could say a few more choice words without reading lips. And if something happens and he happens to get a little pushy, you protect your beautiful face.
This is Gabe's reaction when he gets ejected. No real fight there.
I know, and I think at the end of the day, if Gabe had to do it over again, if it was on purpose, he would have liked to have done it on the first one. So I think that the fact that it took 2 pitches has a little bit to do with it as well. Especially when the home plate umpire came out after the first one and cleaned the
I've never seen
was kind of talking a little bit.
I've just never seen where umpires get together in a situation like this and then they decide to toss
I think
him.
that's what I think it's tired about the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. And guys, I kind of love it. You know, coming out of the trade deadline, this Mariners team maybe just a little bit flat yesterday. Who knows?
100%.
This is the spark that gets you going, gets you mad, gets you salty. Let's go.
You know what? Who cares if nobody likes you?
Is this the Angels Brawl 2.0? Not quite that severe.
Yeah, I got enough friends. I'm not here to make friends with you guys. You're the enemy.
Well, I'm guessing when A.J. Hinch made a beeline to Carlos Torres, our home plate umpire, he was saying, you got to run him out of the game.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's probably
he went straight. Yeah, he went straight for the Carlos Torres, the home plate umpire.
You know, the interesting thing about this, from just a simple game strategy, game management standpoint, is Gabe hits him, and it's only a 3-run game, and it's the big bats in the order coming up for the Tigers.
And you've had Bizzardo, who's struggled a little bit. But to Angie's point, man, I've been in these situations, the bench clearance, Jay, you know too. Just the energy, right? You're flat offensively. You're second guessing yourselves. You obviously with Julio hitting that home run, but man, it can spark some serious energy when you're in there talking about it in the clubhouse, in the dugout after it happens.
But you also got to get the third out and get out of this inning.
And again, you hit Cal. You hit Cal. You shouldn't have done that.
3-1 to Dingler, and he rockets this out to center field. Julio is out of room, and it's a 1-run game.
And that goes back to what I said. You've got to get the third out. The last thing you want to do is wake up the enemy.
Yeah, Bizzardo, man, that's been the issue for him. Has been that long ball of late.
This is exactly what we were just talking about.
Right.
I mean, I understand that the game polices itself, but my question, and I don't have the answer, I'm asking a question, are there certain times and places where it is more doable than others?
Yeah, I get that. In hindsight, you can question that. But I think from Gabe Spire's point of view, I guarantee you, look, they're probably up there in the bullpen talking about it or whatever it may be, or he took it into his own hands. But you're right. I mean, look, you got Dingler, who's been red hot lately, who's got that power. But you drill one hitter with 2 outs, you're not expecting that, right?
Yeah, man, I send a message. Send the message, all right, and then get the 3rd out.
Right.
Okay, another question. Can you send a message tomorrow?
Sure.
Yeah, it's not the same.
But it's not the same. See, we wouldn't be even having this if there wasn't a 2-run home.
Exactly. Well, but like that's what I'm saying.
That's
in the
what's
moment,
compounding this whole thing.
But so the issue is twofold. It's one, it's a 3-run game when it happens, and second of all, it's time and place. Where are you in the order? You have their best home run hitter followed by their next best home run hitter, Riley Green, due up. Now Bizzardo gets the punch out. It's a 1-run game. Mariners are going to try to get those runs back. I can certainly applaud the honorable Gabe Spire. A much more interesting game all of a sudden. 1-run contest.
You all right over there? Now you're taking a couple deep breaths.
It's cold, Emerson.
Dude, it's so good to see you get a little.
I'm just asking questions.
Passionate.
I got a big league pitcher and a big league hitter next to me.
Well, you know my
just
answer
asking
is
questions.
Be, but
put it this way: if you're Gabe Spire in that situation, I'll just.
Emerson trying to get one of those runs right back. How about that for a punch in the gut?
Oh, from the rookie too. Way to answer, baby. That's solid, right? That is a huge swing. Huge swing, Aaron. Ryan, how about that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Left on left.
Don't even waste any time. All right, we'll answer right back.
He had the game winner the other night. Just how to get to that hitter. Love it. Handing off that try.
Atta baby. Well, when Lou was our skipper, we're not going to hit one of yours. We're going to hit 2 of them. So you're asking the wrong guy over here about that whole stuff.
Cole Young gets jammed. McGonigal back to the homer.
He's just up there looking to do one thing, and that's get squishy. And boy, did he ever. That is a beautiful answer. After, yeah, I agree with you, Aaron. Waking up the enemy, waking up the dead. He had a nice little cushion, and then, oops. It's a beautiful game. God, how do you not love this game? It is so good.
This one's had a little bit of everything in it tonight.
And I love it.
Randy at the plate.
You don't see a whole lot of it anymore, do you?
No, you
especially when the bullpens came in. It was like, yeah, look at this. That's a long run, too, by the way. Oh.
Especially for a pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the old game. We had a bench clearance. I remember Roger Clemens hit Uneski Betancourt. And back in the old stadium, the bullpens, you had that cobblestone, right? Yeah, by the bullpens there.
This ball just past McGonigal into left field. Randy a base hit, his second knock tonight.
So the Yankees bullpen and the Mariners bullpen, we both come out and we're like tiptoeing down the cobblestone because you're wearing spikes.
Oh,
we're just side by side as we're running out. It's super awkward. Then you got the long run after that.
You act like you're mad at each other. Hey, no, please.
Hey, man,
you go.
Oh, be careful, cobblestone.
Yeah,
don't slip.
I never forget to Carl Farnsworth, if you remember him.
Oh,
man.
dude, he was. You don't want to mess around with that guy.
I remember running out, looking to my left. He was right next to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to just make him all.
His arms are as big as mine. He's still that way.
Yeah, he's still huge.
Yes, he is. And then, but the crazy thing in Yankee Stadium, too, is you never know what the fans are going to do. They might jump on the field and come after you. It was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you're right. Walking back to the bullpen.
I'm telling you,
after bench
they're
clearance.
throwing everything at you. It is unreal. I mean, there's batteries, golf balls, 2-liter bottles of pop coming out of the upper deck. I mean, it's insane. And I love it. You gotta love it, man. It's just the zoo, the Bronx Zoo, baby.
Emerson has made it a 2-run game.
Tigers might cop a few of those Jimothy trading cards on the field.
Well, Jimothy's brought the slug tonight.
Yes.
It's been good to see. Chasing that off the plate, 1-2. This ball carries out towards center field. Clark is there. 2 outs. Randy back in there. Friday, the Alumni Home Run Derby. You can score a special T-shirt for the competition with this exclusive offer at mariners.com/alumni derby. Plus, look out for the VIP add-on for your chance to sit on the field for the post-game derby. Ichiro, Hyphen, and others.
Am I sitting next to the possible winner right here, and he'll sign all the jerseys after he?
If he wins, he will sign everything you want.
Everything, man. I'll leave that field.
Here's the deal between you and me. I'm buying if you get 1 out of the yard. Come on,
just one.
Just one.
Just one. All right.
Come on, make us proud, baby.
Okay. I already told Denny
There's no
Farquhar I need
pressure.
rapid fire. Just give me as many chances as
It's not
possible.
that bad. Really and truly, have fun. Because when are you ever going to do it
one,
again?
man. I need one.
You'll get one. Come on. Everybody gets lucky.
Julio, a 3-run homer his last time up. Mariners 3 extra base hits tonight. They were held without one last night. You can see here when the Mariners have at least 2 in a game. That's it, just 2 as a bare minimum. They are 46-29.
Take off, Randy.
All 4 runs have come home thanks to 2 homers. The 3-run shot from Julio was set up by a 2-out double from Arozarena and an intentional walk to Dom Canzone. Flicked out to right field, and this is caught on a dive. Really great catch for out number 3. James Outman taking over out there. 2 of the 9th. Top of the 9th inning. Mariners a 2-run lead, trying to even this series 1 game each, and it's time for Andres Munoz.
Andres Munoz having to pitch back-to-back days in that Twins series, doing his first multi-innings outing, inning in the 3rd, coming back and pitching the next day.
Cole Keith, the first batter to face him. Fouls it back for strike 1.
Yeah, we've seen him go back to that heaviest slider usage. We saw him really leaning on that fastball a lot. This team has been hunting that fastball and see if he leans in on that slider right here against these Tigers. And that pitch too, the lefties. It's been really good against some of the Twins last series. Changeup.
Yeah, it did seem like we saw more.
Yeah.
More than usual. 1-1. Over the plate, nearly 100. 1-2. Now the bullpen hasn't been needed for much tonight. Wu, 7 fantastic innings, 7 shutout frames. Julio, a 3-run homer. Emerson, a solo blast. And now Munoz trying to get the final 3 outs. Power on deck in Torkelson. 20 homers. 2-2. 1 away.
pitch is nasty. We talked about Eldris Munoz leaning on that fastball to get back on track a little bit early on in the month of July. I think this changeup too. I feel like his confidence is growing with this pitch in these big counts, especially against lefties. Nasty.
Down and away for a strike. 0-1 to Torkelson. Two-run game in the ninth inning. Swing and a miss.
There's that good slider from Eldris Munoz. Just disappears out of the strike zone.
0-2. Doesn't chase that one. Back-to-back punch-outs in the ninth for Munoz.
So the changeup to the lefty, and then the plus slider to the righty. Really good pitch. Got that good depth to it as well. Again, with a game where you just felt like, first of all, the Tigers can change the game with one swing.
100 misses low to rookie Max Clark. Tigers down to their final out. On the ground, Young gets up on to first, and ball game. The Mariners win it 4-2 the final to even the series at one game each against the Tigers.
Well, Goldie, this was a massive win for so many different reasons. Maybe one you might look back as this season comes to a close as being maybe a turning point. The reason I say that is you got Julio, who came up big with that 3-run bomb when they weren't getting a whole lot of extra base hits. You had that little bench clearance going on as well. Brian Wu going 7 shutouts. So much to look at in this game and to point at and say good things are happening with this team right after that trade deadline. And by the way, this is a must-win too. You drop the first game, you got to pick this one up. You got Framber Valdez up against him tomorrow.
Yeah, really felt like one you needed to get. Obviously, the Mariners trying to win 3 series on this homestand, and now this series tied 1 game each. 4-2 the final, and on a night where Brian Wu spent 7 shutout and Julio hits a 3-run home run, those are the kind of games you're supposed to win.
Yeah, your big boys in the middle of the lineup. We talk about Julio, Cal, Josh Naylor, trying to get those 3 going all at the same time. Julio coming up big, obviously with that power as well, getting that home run. It's been few and far between for him. Colt Emerson, by the way, down the bottom of the lineup. Hit that big home run, giving that little cushion right there before we head into the 9th inning. So much to look at in this game. And some good energy, not to mention a little bench clearance.
Back to Julio's home run, 6th inning. This game was a scoreless tie until Julio parks one over the wall in right field.
Yeah, this is such a pretty swing. We're talking about the Detroit Tigers pitching, but away. A ton of breaking balls. That's a pitch. He's been really susceptible. A lot of chase. He's looking at that part of the plate.